Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the guests, man.
Guys, Energized, the face-off is back in the blue corner from Combat Jiu-Jitsu. We have Jordan O'Neill. And in the red corner, we have the reigning, defending light heavyweight champion at Cage Legacy out of SBG Charlestown, Mr. Karl Riordan. Lads, how are we doing?
Yeah, good.
Are we absolutely buzzing for this fight, lads? This is going to be history in the making. This is the first MMA event on Irish soil since the pandemic. I'm going to start with you, Karl. How excited are you to get out there and show your skills?
Yeah, very excited. A lot of hard work on into the camp, and now it's just kind of easing off now, relaxing, and kind of just staying fit, staying ready now for the next week. So looking forward to it.
And Jordan?
I can't wait. It's been a long time coming now. I feel like I've been in camp for fucking ages, but I can't wait to get in there now and just let everything go and all the hard work let it show. You know what I mean? Let all the improvements show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because lads, everyone's been looking forward to this. Like, especially myself and Ross, we've been like looking forward to Cage Legacy for fucking ages, and like finally it all goes down this Saturday. So like we're here to get the lads on to promote the fights, so everyone can. It's something everyone's just looking forward to, Ross, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? And I think one thing that is drastically important before we get into the two lads is this is a chance for you to support Irish mixed martial arts from the grassroots the whole way up to the top. You know what I mean? This pay-per-view is only calling a cost of tenner. I think there's about 20 fights on the card. You probably know at least one fighter fighting. And if you actually want Ireland to have future athletes in the UFC or in Bellator or in one, you have to support the grassroots shows. And it's only a tenner. It's less than 2 points in a decent pub in Dublin. You know what I mean? So get that into you and make sure you support it. Even if you're not watching this weekend, you know what I mean? People give you a tenner for running 5K. Give a tenner to Cage Legacy to support these Irish athletes. But we're going to get straight into it now, Basmo. We're going to start off with Jordan. Jordan, what makes you think you are a better mixed martial artist than Karl?
I can only go on what I've watched of Karl, like, and that's a brave while ago. Because if you think about it, his last fight is only about 6 months after I started MMA to start with. So he's been out of the game as much as I've been on it in a time frame. Like, so I can only really go on the videos that I've seen, and I think I'm a wee bit more all-rounded. You know, he comes from a boxing background as well, but I think I'm more well-rounded when it comes to the striking as well as grappling as well. So I don't know. I think I'm still going to. I think we've sort of made a mutual agreement that we're going to stand in the center of the cage and take each other's heads off. So I don't know. I don't know if there'll be much grappling involved, but well, if he wants to grapple, I can grapple. Like, so if he wants to, but I don't think we've sort of mutually agreed that we're going to just stand and bang, which is exactly what I'm looking for anyway in a fight.
Am I able to pay for this right now? Am I, or should I just put a link down in the bio?
And Karl, what about yourself? What makes you a better mixed martial artist than Jordan?
Same as yourself. I can only go off is I think there's one video on YouTube of him that I've watched.
Have you watched it many times?
No, I've only just watched it once or twice. I don't really watch opponents. I watch them once or twice when the fight is announced, and then that's going to, because there's no point in getting obsessed over it. Like, it's a previous edition, and he's going to be better now. He's more training. So we're going to just focus on my own game. The last time I fought was a year and a half ago. So he's saying there the grappling hadn't looked too good, but since the last fight we've been working loads on grappling and that. So if it goes there, I can mix it up there. But we're just gonna stand and bang. This isn't going through the round.
Yes, let's go, Karl.
Let me bang, bro. Let me bang, bro.
I don't think we've had two people on the show where I've seen a face off anywhere else where the two lads are so happy about standing and trying to knock the head off each other.
These days you get in, they think you're a striker, and the first thing to do is just jump on you. They try and get attached to you straight away. Now look, that's the name of the game. That's their way of winning. That's grand. But with the small gloves, two strikers, you just want to see what you can do when two lads who are good strikers can let their hands go. And it's entertaining. People are going to want to see it. It's not going to be like, you don't want to miss this fight. This is the people's main event.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I think it's more, whenever two boys are more or less one, they just stand and trade the whole time. It makes the fight better. It makes the standard of striking better as well. So you're not sitting, whenever a man's just trying to chase you and take you down the whole time and just hold you in close distance, you can't get any clean work off at all, really. And you're more concentrating on getting him off you than you are in your own game, which is probably why most people do it, because it does work. Like it nullifies all your nice striking work and all your skills. So it'll be classed for me and him just to put up and see, right, who's better and who's got the better techniques and the better skills.
And Jordan, do you think you can close the show? Do you think you could knock Karl out?
Of course, 100%. My striking power has never been in question at all. I can, with both hands, I can turn the lights off, and I'm sure Karl can too. We're two big lads, fucking light heavyweights. If you land with them small gloves and a soft part of the head, that's it. The light's over. But that's the thing about it. That's the worst thing that can happen. That's the way you look at it now. We're going into a cage to fight each other. Worst thing can happen. You get knocked out. Fuck it. You know what I mean? You can deal with it. Like.
And Karl, is that your goal as well, to get the knockout? And you're the man coming in here with the strap. You have more to lose.
Let's be honest. The strap is just a piece of plastic. You want to win the fight. You want to put on the best performance possible, and you want to get the knockout. And that's, every time I get in there, that's what I'm looking to do. Put on a good performance, entertain the crowd, and get the knockout. So be no difference this time.
Yeah, that's can I just ask? It's like obviously this has been like crazy times for everyone. Obviously you lads are getting back into doing what you love the most. But like, what's the sort of driving force behind your ambition to get in there and put on a performance? So like, Jordan, can I ask you first, please? What drives your ambition to go out there?
I love fighting, lad. That's just as corny and as cheesy as that sounds. I actually love every aspect of the sport. I love getting in there, and you could ring me on a week's notice and I haven't had training, and if you give me a fight, I'm taking it. Like, I love fighting. I love putting myself up against tests. And I actually, Karl saying about that fight a year and a half ago, I watched that fight a year and a half ago, because I was always watching when I was getting into MMA. I wanted to see who's my weight and stuff like that there, and I watched him win the belt, and I sort of in my head at that time, right, he's a champ of that there. I want to fight him someday, and then it's down the line. It's good the way it's worked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Karl, what about yourself? What drives you, man?
Yeah, it's just a passion. I love doing it. I love training every day, and I love getting in there and fighting. There's no better buzz either. That adrenaline rush just before the fight, getting in there, and then when you get in there, just enjoying it. So that's what drives me. Yeah.
Okay. And lads, I'll start off with Jordan. Just in case you think we're picking Jordan first all the time, Karl, we're just going with the challenger first. We don't have a preference here. We don't have a preference here. Jordan, who was your fighting hero?
Fighting hero?
Yeah.
Fighting hero. I don't know. When I was boxing, I loved watching Floyd Mayweather and stuff. I'm not too sure about fighting hero. Obviously, Conor, he's laid the path for all Irish MMA fighters, which is kind of a given. Like, but I'm not too sure about hero. Probably say Muhammad Ali or somebody like that there, just because of how prestigious they are.
Yeah, how could you not say Muhammad Ali? Yeah, anytime anyone says Muhammad Ali, it's like, all right, Grant, no explanation needed.
Yeah.
What about you, Karl?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, would have been the same. Ali, and just the greats. Pacquiao when he was in his prime. Love watching Pacquiao as well. His combination punching was great. And who else? Probably actually Juan Manuel Marquez. If you've ever heard of him, Mexican fighter.
Yeah, him and Pacquiao fought 4 times against each other, I think it was.
Yeah. And Marquez knocked him out in the 4th, the last fight. Very good fighter. So those kind of lads, yeah.
What about you, Ross?
Oh Jesus, I have a lot of them, but like in terms of MMA, like GSP was always my hero. Got to see his last fight against Bisping live in Madison Square Garden, so it doesn't get much better than that. I suppose it'd be rude not to ask you now, Baz.
Mine's a secret, man. Not telling anyone. My favorite ever is like it would have to be Katie Taylor. I think like just what she's done for the country and everything she represents. I think is like is one of the main reasons why I love this sport. You know, especially like if the combat sports.
Man, stop being a lick arse, will you?
I know, man. No, but it's grand, man. It's grand, man. Support the Irish, man.
Oh, stop the lights. But guys, I don't know which one you want to tell the story, but you guys were actually booked to fight each other before. Is that right?
Yeah. We were booked for Clan Wars there, and the sugar put back or whatever. I had made weight for 93, but it was a nightmare of a weight cut, to be honest. I was coming off the sofa more or less.
And what did you weigh, Jordan, if you don't mind me asking, before you start that weight cut?
100 and coming off at the very start of the 4 weeks, I was up around 115 kilo, like, maybe more.
Jeez, I'm 110 right now, so like,
well,
that sounds rough.
Ross, you might be the stand-in man, so get ready.
100 probably around 112 actually, 112. And then coming down then, and then the last 2 weeks I lost. I think I cut a good bit, and then I made weight, and the sugar put back, and they come back and we tried to sort out a weight between us, but obviously whenever you lose that much weight, you put it back on again, so it was impossible for me to make 93. And then Karl's team obviously wasn't happy that it was so much bigger. Although I would have been that weight anyway if we'd have fought. But I think it was just the fact of knowing that I was that weight sort of put them off a bit. But I'm happy enough we're getting it done now. Like, I knew we would end up fighting down the line anyway, because we're the only two ones really about this weight that really want a proper scrap.
It is a unique thing. I don't know, Karl, do you want to add on to that story, or?
Yeah, basically, that's the story really. I'd weighed in at like 91 and a half or something like that. I was walking around at 92. That's what I got up to, about 94. But then once I get into camp, the weight just falls off me. So 92. So when the fight got pushed back, and I think they wanted that at like 90 or 100 kilo first, then 97. I would have fought no problem with the team. It was probably the right decision. The team said, no, look, hold off. Don't fight at that way. So we just held off, and we get to do it now.
And tell me this, do you believe you have an advantage then, Karl, if you won't have to cut much weight for this fight?
An advantage? I don't know. Wouldn't say advantage. No, I'd imagine that Jordan has lost the weight and he's on weight now.
I'm on weight now. Like I'm 93 on the button. Like, so it's not. There is no weight cut this time.
Apologies, Jordan. Jordan's on that chicken and broccoli diet.
No way. Spuds, lad, lots of spuds. No, I think if anything, it's going to be a disadvantage this time. You know, if he'd have got me when I was fat, it would have been a hell of a lot easier for him on there. You know, if you take a look at my last performance in Clan Wars, that's not the way I fight at all. I was heavy in my feet, and the punches, I barely touched them because I wasn't sharp. Whereas now the weight's down, my feet, I'm light in my feet, and the punches are sharp. So I'm going to be twice as hard about opponent for him now than I would have been if it took that 4 weeks on 4 weeks notice.
And
I agree. That's why everyone should buy the link and watch the fight.
Exactly. Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. Don't worry, Karl. You're taking my job there. I'm about to put that in at the end.
And tell us this, guys. Obviously, you're both going in there and you're both looking for the knockout. But are you prepared to go the distance if that's what it takes?
I would love a war. Like, I would love it just as much as a knockout. I would love to stand for 3 rounds and get bloody and fucking broken noses and stuff like that. That's a shit on Monday. Like, I love that stuff. So I'd be all up fat if Karl was up for it. Like, if it went that way, like.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we've prepared for everything, but we know it's just going to be a stand-up fight. We're going to go for the knockout one. If it goes 3 rounds, which I don't think it will, if it does go 3 rounds, so be it.
There you have it, Basmo. It's not going to get much better than that, is it?
No, and to be honest, I actually really enjoyed this crack, and I'm sure everyone else watching it as well. I can't believe we'll be taking on each other this weekend. It's €10. We're putting the link down in the description. Like, this is not being missed in the light heavyweight championship. Ross, like, Saturday, can't wait. €10. Will you give us a lend of a tenner?
Man, I'll pay for both our subscriptions. That's how much I love Irish MMA. And I'm not going to lie, lads. I'm actually really excited for your fight. Light heavyweight division is a rare thing for Irish people, so it's great to see top Irish prospects going toe to toe in the light heavyweight division, the big boys, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Lads, just before we wrap things up, like obviously, like it's hard enough to get a sponsor these days, but especially certain ones would need a shout out. Jordan, could you tell us what sponsors you have, and just so they get an honourable mention before we wrap things up?
Yeah, 100%. I've got Duty Ready Apparel, who've looked after me, giving me some like nice clothing bits for my training camp and stuff. 70 Degree Street Kitchen and Biopunk Nutrition. They sorted out all my supplements and stuff for like fall camp. Like it was brilliant. Anyway, trying to think. I don't want to leave anybody out. This is the worst. Trying to think. My head's all blank.
We'll make sure to tag some. Karl, what about yourself?
You can message us after and we'll tag them in.
Yeah. Karl, any sponsors?
Yeah, John Connors, just a one for me. John Connors and ISI, Irish Strength Institute, strength and conditioning coach, best in Ireland. So
that's the red hair guy.
That's the red hair guy. Yeah,
I know him well.
Yeah, top lad.
Nice, and that's and shout out to the sponsors as well, because without sponsors, these athletes can't give 100% of themselves. Ross, anything else before we wrap things up?
No, I think on this occasion, Pasmo, we'll let the lads have one last final word. Is there anything you want to say to each other before fight night?
Good luck. So I have to say, man, I can't wait to get in there.
That's it. Best of luck. Let's do it.
Thanks for coming on. Right, this was absolutely brilliant, crack. I'm sure everyone that's watching right now, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because this is good. And pay the €10 as well, will you? No.
Yeah, get that card out and pay the €10, guys. This is going to be an absolute epic night. The best of skill to both fighters. I don't know if you can root for both people in the fight, but we will be. Maybe me and Barry will flip a coin beforehand, and like heads is one and tails is the other.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely be looking forward to this. As Barry said, if you are watching this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay energized.